Hello and welcome. My name is Wendy Pickett from Willow in the Wood, and I am a life and business strategist. And it's my passion to help others to live their best lives. So today I was thinking about what all of our goals are. We all want a better life. There are things, if we look around our lives, that we wish were better. Relationships, income, our physical location. We might wish that we had more friends. We might wish that we had more fun, that we had more health. And all of these things tend to feel daunting at times because there's just so much. And we don't understand how to get to those things. It just seems overwhelming when we look at it. We just kind of throw darts out into our lives to make things better. And then we can get very tired as well, because how long are we going to continue to, throw those darts, make those efforts to create a better life for us, and we keep running into walls and barriers that are causing it not to be an easy process. Well, I heard an interesting concept today, and it was spoken by somebody who I very much respect, and it was along the lines of, we don't set goals just to achieve them. The reason that we set goals is to get into a mindset and a process of continually reaching for something more. Now, I'm definitely paraphrasing. And that makes me feel a bit better, because I don't know about you, but I have set so many goals and I've not reached them. This is detrimental to the process, because why would we continually set goals if we don't achieve them? It doesn't make us happy. It doesn't make our brains happy. Now, I've taught people to set smaller goals, easily achievable goals, because in doing so, we are training our brain to believe that this is a positive process. We can celebrate that little goal. So instead of saying, I'm going to get healthy, say, I'm going to lose 2 pounds by next week, right? So what's an easier goal to reach? 2 pounds by next week, or getting healthy? Well, just getting healthy isn't a goal. There's no end. You're not ever going to be rewarded. So goals are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timed. That's a SMART goal. So keep that in mind. And forgive me, my throat is a little gravelly this morning. We've got fires going on and pollen and whatnot, and it is morning as well. So I'm going to ask you to break it down. I said, we all want a better life, right? Well, what is a better life going to have? It seems too vague for us to even grasp and understand what it is that we want, because there's so many components, as I said in the beginning, relationships, finances, health, and all those things. But take a look at your life right now, and what is the biggest thing? If I could just wave a magic wand and have the thing that's causing you the most pain go away, what is that thing? What is it? And it doesn't have to be something that's huge. This can be something that is so small, right? So let's see, perhaps you've got relationship challenges. Maybe just being able to have your significant other and you having a better communication, or a better bond, or just being able to recapture that that love and that tenderness that you had when you first started getting together. Maybe that's the thing that will make your life better. Okay, well, understanding that, let's take a look at that. Now, what would you do to make that come about? One of the things is we take people for granted, and people know it, they feel it. In order to recapture that feeling, it would be to maybe be grateful, to write down 3 things that you are grateful for about that person every day, and tell them one of them. Can you imagine over time, over just 10 days, that's, you know, you're going to have a great impact. Not only are you going to be showing that, sharing that one thing out of the 3 a day that you are grateful for that person, but those other, the 3 things, and adding those all together, you're going to be rewiring your brain to appreciate and value your partner. That's going to have a huge impact. So see how you're breaking it down. My life, what is it? It's the relationship. It's the partnership. Okay, well, what is going to make the partnership better? Well, appreciation, feeling loved, feeling valued. How do I get to that? I get to that by showing gratitude. How do I show gratitude? By writing a list down, 3 things a day, by sharing one of those things each day with my partner. So it's breaking it down. Let's break life down a little bit. What about a better year? I think that considering the year that we've had thus far, I think a lot of us think, yeah, that's going to be a piece of cake, right? Next year is going to be a piece of cake. We're going to be real good. But really, again, we don't just leave it to chance. Let's break it down. So what needs to be better next year? What can you do in a year's time? Set a goal for a year. I want to have some more money in my savings account so that if this stuff happens again, I don't have to live in fear and be afraid that I'm not going to be able to make it, or that I'm going to run out of things, because who knows what the economy is going to do. I mean, our minds can just roll, can't they? So if it is having a cushion, then think about that. How much of a cushion are you going to need? It may be something, small, and everything is relative, right? So what's small to me might not be small to you. So maybe you've decided that you really need to have, and let's start small, $1,000 in your savings account that you didn't have. So you look at your bank account today and you say, in a year, I want to have at least that much in there, plus deal with life for the year, whatever happens to break down, and deal with that, and get an extra $1,000 put into my savings account. Break that down. What's that going to take? How much is it going to take for you to do that for a year, a month? So $1,000, just, it could be, what is it? I'm not going to try and do the math. It's too early, and I haven't had enough coffee. And I know it's decaf coffee, but it's still coffee. So let's say it's $800 a month you need to put away. Not $800 a month, $80 a month, right? Yes. I'm sleepy. It's all right. So now break that down. Where are you going to get that $80 a month? You start looking at your finances and you go, okay, well, we've been spending money on this thing and we're really not using it. So that's going to save us, $20 a month or $5 a month. We've been going out or, spending money that we don't need to on XYZ, right? And it could be that because of our situation right now, you are not spending money that you did because you're not going out as often. You're not going to restaurants and things. Well, what's happening with that money? Are you spending it on things that don't need to be spent on? I mean, it's like, oh, yay, found money. Let's give it away, give it to somebody else. Let's buy something else. Well, if your thought is to have a cushion at the end of each year to have something to fall back on, then you need to temper your spending habits. Amazon is a lovely thing, but we don't need to keep spending money there all the time. So maybe putting money aside. So break it down, right? Okay, what about a better month? So we've got 30 days basically in a month. And maybe there's something that you have a project that is going to make your life better in a month. What is it that you can do in 30 days that's going to create a better life for you? Just in 30 days. You know, planting a garden is a wonderful thing. It's summer, and right now you could be planting your fall crops, you know, your melons and things of that nature. I believe it depends on where you live. It could be getting ready for winter. Maybe there is some winterizing and things of that nature that you need to do. So break it down. What is it that is going to make next month better than this month? Okay, break it down again. How about today? Right now, today, how are you going to make today better? I'm going to have a sip of coffee real quick. You know, each day is a gift, and they can run together when we don't seem to make any progress in our lives, or when we just focus on the bad things that are going on in our lives. Well, think about your day, your normal, typical day. What's the worst part of it? Is it having to get up and rush and get going to work and not being able to find your keys, not knowing what to wear? Yeah, I'm talking a little bit of experience here in my past, not anymore, thankfully. Is it that you just can't stand the dinner process? You just have to throw something together and it's always such a chore. What is the worst part of your day? See, sometimes the easiest way to create the life, the better life that we want, is to look at what is wrong. You know, I think we're kind of wired that way anyway. We tend to focus on what's wrong in our lives. Well, in this case, it can be helpful because if you can narrow it down on what is the worst part of your day, then you're going to be able to break it down and figure out what it is that can make it better. So if it's that getting up in the morning and rushing and not being able to find the keys, one simple thing, and I hate to admit this, but my husband taught me this, is there's a basket by the door. And that is where the keys go. They don't get tucked into my purse. They don't get put into my jacket. They don't get left on the counter. They don't get left in my office. They go in the basket. And that one simple thing has made every day better for me because I know where my keys are. If something were to happen and I needed to just bug out and get the heck out of here, I don't have to look for my keys. I know exactly where they are, right? Now, I can tell you how I've made my day better. And this is personal. This is all personal. This is all about you and what's going on in your life. So for me, I've got ADD, which is attention disorder deficit, and I am very distractible. And I also feel like I need the adrenaline to work on a project. So if it's a boring project, I'll jump into it and I'll start working on it and then I'll lose interest and I'm like, oh, let's see, maybe I'll do some of this, maybe I'll do some of that. And it's difficult for me to stay on task sometimes and do those hard things. Good example of this is taxes. You know, it's one of those things. I can't stand doing it, got to do it. Yep, unless you pay somebody else. So for me, starting my day in a methodical manner, having a morning routine has been so beneficial to me. It's been so enjoyable, and it just makes things easy, really easy for me, that I have been adding other little bits of routine into my day, and they're kind of like anchors. no matter what else happens during the day, I know I'm going to do this and this at this time, around this time. I'm going to do this around this time. And it just gives me consistency, which is something that I need. And I feel like before I even sit down here in my office or make a phone call or start a business project or a big project for the house, I've already accomplished something. Okay, my morning routine is this simple. I wake up and I come down and I get my coffee cup because I love my coffee, but I don't get coffee. No, I get water. I fill up my cup at least halfway, if not all the way up with water, because I know water is life. I know that my brain needs water in order to function at its highest level. And I have been that person who hates water. I just I don't like it. You can't make me like it. No, maybe put some coffee in that water with some creamer, right? Or let's put some juice in it. Yeah, watered down juice. Yeah, no, just give me juice. Uh, so um, teaching myself to love water, and that's exactly what I've done. I've got my coffee, but I've also got a big glass of water, and I will drink several of these a day. So I fill up my coffee cup with water, and then I have vitamins that I take, and so I have my morning vitamins, because I've got quite a few that I take. I believe in, whole health, and my body is missing things and my body needs things. So I take vitamins during the day. I used to call them my pills, and that didn't make me happy because I never wanted to be a pill taker, right? But supplements and vitamins, nutrition, changing that mindset. So I get my little, I've got like this little container that's got a little cap on it, and then I've got my vitamins in for each day, and I open it up. I used to take my vitamins out of that, but I never finished them. I didn't like it. So I made that one little step better, and I have this cute little tray, and I've got my vitamins in here. And so now I take my vitamins, some of them with my coffee or with my water. And after I've finished my water, I've pressed the button when I come down in the morning for my coffee, fill up my cup with water, take some vitamins, and then I put away the dishes from last night. Because last night I didn't feel like doing the dishes. It's my routine. So while my coffee's making, I'm putting away the dishes. And by the time my coffee's done, my water and my morning supplements are done, I'm ready to come in with I get rewarded. So I am breaking down my morning, that this is what I do in the morning. I have, occasionally I will stop and I will do some exercises and some stretching in the morning too. This is something I'm working on and not perfect at, and that's okay. But I've got a morning walk that I do just about the same time every day. Late morning walk. I take Duke out into the forest, which is awesome. So there's part of that routine. And before I even sit down at my desk, I know I've already gotten my kitchen cleaned up, and I've already started taking my vitamins for the day. And so I'm already in a state of I've won. I'm here. I've already accomplished something. So it's just, it's what, icing for the rest of the day, as they say. So what about your day? What is it that you would like to see improve? Now, you can break it down, and that I broke my day down to morning, didn't I? So I've already broken that down. Routines are especially helpful for evening too. I'm going to go ahead and put this out there, that a lot of people are not getting the rest that they need. They're stressed. They're watching the news, and what is the news going to show you? It's going to show you everything wrong that's going wrong with the world. So that's just great to go to bed to. It's not, because you're going to have turmoil in your mind. So anybody who's had children understand that there is a bedtime routine, right? It's time for bed. Let's go get washed up. And, the child gets either a bath or they get the wash rag run behind their ears, their feet washed and getting ready for bed, little washcloth bath. And then it's time for jammies. And then after jammies, maybe it's time for brushing your teeth. And then after brushing your teeth, it's story time. And then it's prayer time. And then it's time to be tucked into bed for hugs and kisses. And then it's time to turn out the light. These steps train the brain to get into a state of relaxation. Our brains are trainable, very, very trainable. I've studied neuroplasticity and understanding that we train our brains and they get into a rut, kind of like a rut in a road. But we can make these positive paths that we're going down. And this is actually happening inside of our brains. There's neural pathways. And when we think about one thing, for instance, the child thinking about it's time to get washed up, they're already projecting and thinking about the jammies, the story, and like, oh, what story am I going to have, dad read me or mom read me? So this happens with us too, that when we think about certain things, our brains goes ahead and projects forward down the path. We have a choice on this path. And you're on a path. You've got your neural pathways going a certain way. Anybody who's given up smoking understands this, because you'll have your meal and you're like, okay, it's time for a cigarette. Or I'm stressed out, it's time for a cigarette. And these are the neural pathways that are going to take you to go in that pack cigarette and smoking that cigarette. But we can disrupt those and change it. We can change the pathway with consistency. So there's a wonderful, wonderful lesson there too. So we've got our days, our lives, our days, thinking about what can we do to make those things better? What's giving us the most pain in our lives? And being able to make positive changes in our lives, it makes us feel that we're growing, we're moving forward, we're accomplishing something. And I think that what most of us do, because we don't know any better, is we say, I want to make my life better. That means I have to have that thing. That thing. I'm going through the store, I'm surfing the internet online, that thing right there, that's going to make my life better. It isn't necessarily. These are things. Yes, we have things that do make our lives easier and make our lives better. But caution yourself against buying tchotchkes. Ask yourself, is this going to make my life better? Look around where you're at right now. These things that are around you, are they helping you? Are they hurting you? Maybe breaking it down from making your life better, making your morning better. Maybe you just need to make your desk better. Maybe you just need to make your back porch better. We can break these things down and really giving it thought and not just living a life of reaction, like walking out going, oh, here's a bill that needs to be paid, or going out on your patio, oh, that plant looks dead, I should go water all the plants. This is when we turn ourselves into just reacting to what's going on. Well, this is your life. Be proactive in your life. Give it some thought. You're worthy of that. Don't just keep stumbling through the day. Each day is a gift. It's a miracle. It's a miracle that you're here. Start with a grateful heart. And there's so many more things I can't wait to show you and teach you. So this is today. Come and join me on this call, and we will be able to work on things that are specific for you. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and finish there and offer you just peace and blessings for your day. And I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for this life. I'm grateful for my voice to be able to share this with you. I'm grateful for my eyes. That I'm grateful for my ability to use this simple technology. I'm grateful for you. This is Wendy from Willow in the Wood. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful morning. Take care.